25 most beautiful cities in the world. Hello, Displorers. Welcome to another informative video presented to you by Displore, and thanks for watching. In this video, we shall take you on a world tour to look at the most beautiful cities in the world. A city is a large human settlement. It can be defined as a permanent or densely settled place with administratively defined boundaries whose members work primarily on non-agricultural tasks. Cities generally have extensive systems for housing, transportation, sanitation, utilities, land use, and communication. According to the World Atlas, there are 4,416 cities in the world, with a population of over 150,000 people with different cultures, various landmarks, diverse populations, and numerous entertainment options. Nothing can beat the city with sparkling lights, futuristic skylines, concrete streetways, and the buzzing energy that really draws people into the endless possibilities of the world. Within every city, there are elements of beauty, but others just simply stand out and make the city unique. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Taking into consideration cultures, architecture, layout, colors, and natural elements, here are the 25 most beautiful cities in the world, of course in no particular order. Number 25. Bangkok, Thailand. Starting off this countdown, we have the beautiful city of Bangkok. Bangkok is the capital city of Thailand, known for ornate shrines and vibrant street life. The city is a mixture of people with a great cultural heritage, green landscapes, beautiful architecture, and a blend of the blue sea, which makes it one of the most beautiful cities in the world. A trip to Bangkok must include touring the city's many intricate places and temples, shopping at the famous floating markets, and checking out the nightlife at Khao San Road. Number 24. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires is often called the Paris of South America, but we think this city is in a class of its own. Design lovers should plan at least one visit to Recoleta Cemetery, then explore the widely varied architectural styles around every corner, from neoclassical mansions to the brightly painted buildings in La Boca. And let's face it, everything seems more beautiful to a soundtrack of sizzling asado and flowing Malbec.The La Boca neighbourhood of Buenos Aires is a bright canvas of color, culture, and delicious local cuisine. Number 23. Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is one of the cities that is oozing with modern technology and futuristic beauty. The ancient Sensoji Temple is the oldest temple in Tokyo and is surrounded by seasonal cherry blossoms. For the freshest sushi, visit the Tsukiji Fish Market, which is famous for its tuna auctions. With the Summer Olympics fast approaching, all eyes will be on Tokyo this year, but even if you couldn't land tickets to the opening ceremonies at the newly finished National Stadium, it's still worth going later. Number 22. Kiev, Ukraine. Kiev or Kiev is the capital and most populous city of Ukraine. It is in the north-central Ukraine, along the Dnieper River with a population of about 3 million people. Kiev is an important industrial, scientific, educational, and cultural center of Eastern Europe. Filled with theaters, modern buildings, and ancient ruins, the city of Kiev is the center of Ukrainian culture and beauty. Number 21. Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul is a major city in Turkey that straddles Europe and Asia across the Bosphorus Strait. It is the intersection of many cultures of both continents that has emerged into the architecture and design of the city. More so, the city also bleeds essence of many empires that once ruled the city. The Hagia Sophia Museum was used as both a church and a mosque, encapsulating the city's rich cultural history. Istanbul's Galata Tower, another historic landmark, dates back to the 1300s and measures 206 feet tall. Number 20. Stockholm, Sweden. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, encompasses 14 islands and more than 50 bridges on an extensive Baltic Sea archipelago. The cobblestone streets and ochre-colored buildings of Gamla Stan, the Old Town, are home to the 13th century Stockholm Cathedral, the Kungliga Slotted Royal Palace, and the Nobel Museum, which focuses on the Nobel Prize. Ferries and sightseeing boats shuttle passengers between the islands, and make sure to keep an eye out for the vast diversity of flora and fauna on these islands. Number 19. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Dubai is the capital of the UAE, known for the luxurious lifestyle, trendy fashion, and lively nightlife. Attracting lakhs of tourists every year, it has been catching a lot of attention due to recent innovative large construction projects and sports events. Dubai is rated as the best place to live in the Middle East, with futuristic skyline that features one of the tallest buildings in the world, the Burj Khalifa. And while there, try the popular water sports at Kite Beach and desert camel rides, which can also be accessed via the busy metropolis. Number 18. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is not only known as the capital city of Brazil, but also for its bright and colorful scenery. Rio has some of the loveliest stretches of sand in the world, from Copacabana to Ipanema. Among Rio de Janeiro's most famous sites are the 98-foot Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking the city, the Sugarloaf Mountain accessible by cable car. The city is fun throughout the year, but to really have fun, the annual carnival is something you want to attend. But if you like some quiet, the popular beaches are a good place to start. Number 17. St. Petersburg, Russia. St. Petersburg may have been immortalized by Dostoevsky and Tolstoy, but the city is well worth exploring beyond the pages of a book. Palace Square provides front-row viewing of both the building of the General Staff and Winter Palace, the latter of which may be Russia's finest example of Baroque architecture. Also worth a visit is the Five-Dome Church of the Savior on the Spilled Blood, as well as the city's many spectacular Orthodox churches. As the second largest museum in the world, the Heritage Museum also warrants a visit. Number 16. Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is synonymous with beautiful colors, architectural abundance, and bright sunlight. It is not just about beautiful mosaics, though. From the mountains to the beach, the historic to the contemporary, sunny Barcelona is always a pretty sight to behold. We can't talk about Barcelona without mentioning Antoni Gaudí, the Catalan architect who left his mark all over the city. A walk around town leads you through his undulating stonework and ironwork, which include Park Güell and culminate in his unfinished masterpiece, La Sagrada Familia. Number 15. Athens, Greece. One of the world's oldest cities is brimming with new life these days, but the appeal of Athens' beauty is its healthy mix of ancient and modern in everything. Get your dose of history at the Acropolis, which provides both close-up views of the Parthenon and panoramic views of the city from its hilltop. Get similarly sweeping views without the heavy footwork at Likavitos Hill, reachable through cable car. After all that antiquity, devote an afternoon to a site that's only a couple years old, the Renzo Piano-designed $623 million Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center, which houses the National Opera and the National Library of Greece. Number 14. London, UK. London is one of the most vibrant cities in the world, with history and models of modernity, such as the London Eye and the Gherkin mingling on the Thames. Art and literature seem to seep out of the city's walls, and in recent years, London is glammed up even more, with contemporary art galleries and boutique retailers adding some glimmer to formerly seedy areas. Towering symbols of London include the Big Ben, the London Eye, and of course Buckingham Palace. The city's iconic Notting Hill neighbourhood is also instantly recognizable with its pastel-colored buildings. Number 13. Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town is the second most popular city in South Africa, colloquially named the Mother City, land with larger-than-life overlooking City Bowl, harbour, wide beaches, its abundance of wildlife, and Robben Island beyond. The city is a nature lover's dream, with jaw-dropping coastlines of many miles and plenty of biking, hiking, and exploring. Each day in the Mother City will make you fall in love with some new sight, be it the King Proteus-filled Kirstenbosch National Botanic Gardens or the rainbow bright row houses of Bo-Kaap. In fact, you can start sightseeing before your plane even lands. That first glimpse of Table Mountains from the sky will never leave your memory. Number 12. Seoul, South Korea. Seoul, the capital of South Korea, is a huge metropolis where modern skyscrapers, high-tech subways, pop culture meet Buddhist temples, palaces, and street markets. Notable attractions include futuristic Dongdaemun-designed plaza, a convention hall with curving architecture, and rooftop park. Between the royal palace of Changdeokgung and the downtown district full of neon lights and street food, Seoul's cultural contrasts blend together seamlessly. Number 11. Singapore. Singapore is a superlative city with elaborate temples, extraordinary gardens, and world-class architecture. The beauty here is both natural and man-made, with travelers seeking out the city's tropical jungle in the Botanic Garden and the wild Technicolor Gardens by the bay. As an added bonus, you can reach everything through some of the cleanest streets and subways. The city-state of Singapore entices visitors with the greenhouses of gardens by the bay and the half-fish, half-lion Melian statue. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel also boasts the world's largest rooftop infinity pool. Number 10. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam is famous for its Central Canal, rightly dubbed a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2010. Add to that swathes of green spaces, storied red brick facades, and museums filled with Van Gogh paintings, and you have yourself one of Europe's most gorgeous cultural epicenters. In between taking in the city's canals and characteristic tulips, you should see the Anne Frank House and the Van Gogh Museum. If you're looking for antique beauty, Amsterdam is the place to go. Number 9. Venice, Italy. There's nowhere on earth quite like Venice. Its canals, labyrinth of car-free cobblestone streets, and hidden passageways are perfect for wandering. Hail a water taxi or gondola to win through the gorgeous city, and if you have time, get out of the historic center and head for the outer islands. Don't forget the amazing restaurants and shops in the city. They will give you a complete package of fulfillment. Number 8. New York, New York, USA. The city of New York, also known as the Big Apple or the city that never sleeps, is described as the cultural, financial, and media capital of the world. New York City offers one of the most beautiful skylines in the world, beautiful parks, notable museums, unmatched entertainment options, and one of the most famous landmarks in the world, the Statue of Liberty. New York's beauty feels like grass beneath your feet, and there is also the smell of roasted nuts in Central Park, the art of Met, MoMA, and Frick. But most of all is the sight of beautiful, diverse people walking the city streets with heads held high. Number 7. San Francisco, USA. San Francisco, officially the city and county of San Francisco, is the cultural, commercial, and financial center of Northern California. San Francisco is the 15th most populous city in the United States and the 4th most populous in California, with 883,205 residents living in an area of 121.4 km square, mostly at the north end of the San Francisco Peninsula in the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco's bridges, hills, cable cars, and the natural beauty created by its surrounding water are extremely inviting to anyone looking for a great time. Number 6. Paris, France. Paris, the city of love, romance, and light, is famous for the Eiffel Tower, French cheese, colorful streets, gorgeous perfume, amazing nightlife, and gourmet cuisine. Paris earned repeated notes for its wide tree-lined boulevards and its street life and its iconic structures, such as the Grand Palais, as well as its contrast to English architecture, which promotes individuality and eccentricity. If the world's largest museum, the Louvre, is not your thing, don't worry, as every neighborhood in Paris seems to have its own iconic landmark, be it the Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur, or Eiffel Tower. Number 5. Sydney, Australia. Sydney is the state capital, an Alpha Plus world city, and hosts a huge waterfront, which makes it quite common for people to ride ferries to and from work. This huge waterfront is also one of the reasons for the especially stunning beaches in Sydney, such as Bondi, Manly, and Coogee beaches. Sydney is also home to the oldest library in Australia, State Library of New South Wales opened in 1826. Boasting over 1 million hectares of nature reserves and parks, its notable natural features include Sydney Harbour, the Royal National Park, Royal Botanic Garden, and Hyde Park, the oldest parkland in the country, and the dramatic Sydney Opera House. Number 4. Zurich, Switzerland. Zurich is the largest city in Switzerland and is a hub for railways, roads, and air traffic, and both Zurich Airport and railway station are the largest and busiest in the country. Many museums and art galleries can be found in the city, including the Swiss National Museum, the Kunsthaus, and the Neue Theater in Oerlikon. Zurich is among the world's largest financial centers despite having a relatively small population. Zurich is a thriving metropolis boasting classy shops and restaurants, great art, numerous cafes and bars, and a stunning sight to behold. Number 3. Budapest, Hungary. Budapest is the capital of Hungary, with many monumental and architectural buildings relating to World Heritage, some of which include the Buda Castle, the Hungarian Parliament Building, and St. Stephen's. Enjoy the river which connects the Buda district and the Pest, or go underground to envy the second oldest and perhaps the strongest railway system in the world. With some of the best Art Nouveau architecture in Europe, Budapest has no bad angles. The city's famous thermal baths or the gilded, slightly ostentatious Café Gerbeau. For the very best angle though, walk the Széchenyi Chain Bridge at night for unforgettable views of the Hungarian Parliament shining over the Danube River. Number 2. Vancouver, Canada. Known as the safest place in the world, Vancouver is known to be one of the sporty places in the world. With its well-preserved natural beauty and resources, with mountains on one side and the ocean on the other, it gives tourists the adventure trip they want, like hiking, biking, skiing, snowboarding, and more. Major film production studios in Vancouver and nearby Burnaby have turned Greater Vancouver and nearby areas into one of the largest film production centers in North America, earning it the nickname Hollywood North. Number 1. Rome, Italy. Rome is the capital city of Italy, famous for its artists, painters, sculptors, and architects, but Rome's beauty and history is what makes it stand out amongst the rest. In fact, the entire city feels like a giant museum packed with history and art, and what makes it even more fascinating is the coexistence of the ancient with modern life, paneling through its restaurants to its street shopping centers, and of course Galleria Borghese, which holds a lot of history about Rome. As of 2020, Rome is ranked an Alpha Global City by the Globalization and World Cities Research Network. Its historic center is listed by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. There you have it, Displorers. Those were the 25 most beautiful cities in the world. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do well to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.